Though there are many positions within the Department of Child Support Services, one of the main positions is that of a child support specialist who actively manages a caseload and works to establish and enforce child support and medical support orders. Child Support Services provides a neutral go-between for parents and can help parents work out an agreement for their child support to avoid court. Thank you for your interest in becoming a child support specialist.
The responsibilities of a child support specialist is to assist customers in difficult times to which the dynamics of the family may have changed. What we want to do here is be a beacon of support for either parties, so that way we can deal with the establishment of a child support order, as well as assisting the customer that's paying child support, all the questions that they may have, and support them as well. What we want to do here is be an advocate for the children, and also enhancing the family through this difficult time in regards to keeping the family dynamic intact.
The Child Support Department establishes a judgment for parentage and child support. We collect child support off of an order that has already been entered by the court. People can come in, whether it be a caregiver, a guardian, or the custodial parent, and that would be the parent who has primary physical and legal custody of the child, to establish an order for support. The job of a child support officer isn't the same any day. There's so many different things can happen. You can have someone that has to go to court. You can have interviews with participants. You can be on a telephone call most of your day. There's just so many different things that can happen during the day in the life of a child support officer.
The child support specialists have specific core functions. They help customers and parents, guardians, come in and open up a case. Once we've opened up a case, we would help them establish a court order and genetic testing. Once we get the court orders, we then enforce the court orders. And from those court orders could be anywhere from child support, spousal support, medical support. Child support specialists open cases to establish paternity, establish, enforce, and modify child support orders, locate absent parents and resources, and close child support cases. Child support makes a difference by reducing poverty and financial insecurity among children and custodial parents. Child support reduces spending on welfare by preventing single-parent families from entering into the welfare system. Child support also positively affects family relationships and increases the involvement of non-custodial parents in children's lives.
My job is to process all of the intakes. We receive, when a person goes on cash aid, when they get CalWorks, by law, we have to open a child support case. So we get a referral from social services, and I basically, when I receive that referral, I open the case. I do whatever it takes to get that case open. I interview the person that applied for the cash aid. I get all of his or her information. I get the other party's information. Get the case open. I try, if we have no locate on the non-custodial parent, I try to locate that person.
A typical day here in our child support office is to work as a big team. We have several different teams that handle different parts of obtaining our child support orders. We have the establishment team that gathers the information. We have our legal team that goes out to the actual courthouse and they'll obtain the order. We have the team that will make sure that the parent that doesn't have custody is paying, whether it's making phone calls, whether it's attempting to locate them. We also have a team that handles the financial part to make sure that the accounts are being charged accurately. And we have our customer service unit that basically will handle any in and outbound calls. When payments come in, whether it's by a garnishment or a parent makes a payment, I'm in charge of making sure that it is going to the right case, the right amount. I'm in charge of auditing accounts to make sure that everything is being charged properly and that it matches what the monthly obligation is for the parent. I'm in charge of adjusting accounts. If money went out, that should have maybe gone to another case. If a parent is missing a check, I'm also in charge of making sure that they get an affidavit so that we can go ahead and reissue the check.
One of the best stories that I have about being a child support specialist is I had a case where I did some investigating and I was able to find some funds and give them to the family. And because of being able to give them that money, the children got coats. And for the first time in 3 years, they were able to get a coat and have a coat for the winter. So it was very fulfilling when you're able to help children.
To be successful in the position of child support specialist, you have to be a multitasker. You have to be able to change at the drop of a hat what you're doing. You can't just focus on one thing. For example, I could be sitting at my desk working on maybe a court order that I'm looking at, and I could get a phone call from the support staff saying there's an interview and this gentleman is very angry and he needs to speak to you right away. I need to be able to stop what I'm doing and go handle that situation and be very professional about it and be empathetic to his needs.
Be prepared to work hard. Be prepared to be passionate about your job, and be prepared to be fulfilled when you know that you've been helping the families and the children. It's a great experience and a great feeling.
The 5 major key skill sets would be communication, respect, empathy, listening, and negotiation skills. The most important, I would say, would be communication. This is a very complex program, and you need to be able to set the right expectations and make the customers feel comfortable knowing, what's going to happen. And then also respect. We have such a diverse community here with different family dynamics, and so we need to be sure that our customers know that we respect them and their families.
First thing is the duty to serve your community. That's the best part of it, is that you're giving back to your community. And on top of that, if you're a person that likes to help, this is the place for you. Again, you're going to be an advocate for the child or children, and we want to make sure that the right people that come through here understand that in that aspect of it, you make the difference in homes. The difference would be from a child having food on the table, a roof over their head, or a backpack for school. I think that's most of the important things there. As a parent, you want to make sure that the child's provided for, and again, you'll be the advocate for that child, and at the same time, you're helping out the community.
Child support accounts for nearly half of the average income of low-income families that receive it. So for me, I know that means the difference between a child having dinner on the table or a roof over their head. So that's just the most rewarding part, is knowing that I'm making a difference in the lives of families.
Finding resolutions here at Child Support Services for families that are in need it actually really touches your heart. You feel like you've actually made a difference in the lives of a family that otherwise wouldn't have had the assistance that they need. It's very unexplainable how good it makes you feel.
The welfare system that we have here is one of the greatest in the world, and what we directly deal with here is the recoupment of that grant or that aid that the state and the federal government is providing, and we're throwing it right back into the community, so that way the next available family that needs it will be right there to help.
Thank you for your interest in learning more about becoming a child support specialist. Please check for our current openings by visiting our website.